Okay, guys. So, with Final Fantasy VII Remake announced back at E3, I thought I'd post my top 10 or my top favorite moments of Final Fantasy VII and what I'd like to see remade from the original Final Fantasy VII. So, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is when it's in the beginning with your Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa, and you break in into you break in and then you fucking explode the fucking gate or some shit. That explosion was really badass. I'm really excited to see that. One of the most excited things I'm really to see. Also, when Cloud is hanging on in the bridge in that part, and he loses grip and he fucking falls down, and then you see all these fires and explosions and all that fucking awesome stuff as Cloud is falling. That I'm really looking forward to. And a really popular one that everyone is wanting to watch is the Cloud dressed up as a female. Back when you're headed back, right? And you get to see Aeris and Tifa, and then Cloud has to dress up as a female, disguised as one of them. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, I was reading an interview about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, by the director, and he was asked if he was going to maintain some of that humor and everything. He said yes, he was. Well, he didn't really confirm it, but he says you can expect it, which is pretty much confirmed. I mean, we can't lose that moment. That's pretty awesome. Also, the Tifa slap, when she's on top of the fucking I can't really recall what moment exactly, but she's on top of the building and she's fucking slapping that bitch, and they're just slapping back and forth. Like, that was fucking hilarious because you see how the way Tifa fights, and she's a fucking badass with fucking CQC and all that shit, and then you just see them fucking slapping each other. Like, that's fucking awesome. I can't wait for that. Also, in Disc 1, when Cloud is on the fucking bike and fucking Barrett and all them are in the fucking van and you're running away, or you're driving away, and then you get to play like this little mini game with Cloud, fucking pressing the triggers to swing left and right. That I really hope gets incorporated into the remake. Really excited about that one to see how they're gonna do it. Of course, I hope they keep the original material, keeping it fun and entertaining. The death of Aerith, or Aerith, whatever, right? That is going to be fucking sick. One thing I really want them to do is to really show blood, go all out, use all your fucking resources to really make this a powerful moment. I remember playing the game for the first time, and I see her get stabbed by Sephiroth, and you're kind of like, it's a gasping moment. I really want them to remake that. I'm sure they're going to remake that one, but, put all your fucking best people to make this look beautiful. Also, the Knights of the Round summon. This was one of the hardest summons to obtain, and I'm sure they're not going to take it away for any reason whatsoever. I can't speak whether you're going to have to do the whole Chocobo quest or whatever to obtain this. I still hope that it's probably like in the corner of the map or something. Keep the original source material and stuff. I just want to relive the Chocobo breeding and all that stuff. Going to using your Chocobo, take him to the Golden Saucer, train him up, breed him, and stuff like that. I really want that to be incorporated as well. Speaking of the Golden Saucer, I really want them to incorporate that as well. I mean, one of the most fun times that you did back when you were like at the disc 3 or whatnot, to spend a little extra time, you went to the Golden Saucer and you played a few video games here and there. I mean, you got to raise your own chocobo and everything. So I really want them to also make the Golden Saucer entertaining, just like I was in the original. One of the next ones too is space. Back when you meet Sid for the first time and you get launched in space, to fucking destroy that fucking meteor from colliding with Earth. That one will look really pretty. I'm sure that they won't take that away from the remake. However, they need to really put all the rest people into that one, because that's one that was really amazing. Back in the first disc as well, when you have to catch a fucking chocobo for the first time and then run across the fucking river, or the lake, river, whatever fucking bullshit, when you have to get to the end of the fucking cave and you see that fucking snake rolling around in the fucking water and shit. Well, when you finally fucking make it to the end and you make it to the cave for the first fucking time, you see fucking a snake just fucking stabbed by wood, or I can't really recall what it was, but you see him fucking stabbed, right? And he's fucking dead, right? Obviously they mentioned that that's Sephiroth who killed it or whatever. Like, I want them to showcase that again. That was an what the fuck moment when I was first playing it, right? So that's pretty amazing. Going back to the summons, I really hope that you're able to summon the original summons that you had back in FF7, such as one of my favorites, Knights of the Round, Hades, the Chocobo, Titan, fucking all of those summons were really fun to use, and I really want them to incorporate that as well. It'll be really disappointing if they don't do that original. Now, one of the things that I'm really skeptical about is the materia equip system. I don't know whether they're going to keep the original equip system they had back in FF7, or they're going to remake the whole system itself. Personally, the one that made more sense to me was the junction system from Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII was just pretty straightforward. The more materia you equip, the lower your stats become. But they were really straightforward. Like, for instance, when you unlocked a new weapon, you got more slots, and then those slots you can insert more materia. But in the long run, the more materia you insert, the lower your life or your strength or your speed will go down in the process. I mean, that was pretty amazing to incorporate back in the original. So I really hope that they don't, I know they'll revamp it. I just hope they keep it really similar to the source material. Also, every Final Fantasy installation game that they've had after Final Fantasy X, it has not really been turn-based. So I really want that to go back to the source material, all the way going back to Final Fantasy 1 all the way to Final Fantasy 9 and 10. You had a turn-based RPG that was iconic for its time. I really hope that they also do that for the remake. I wasn't really a big fan of running around or having a fucking circle that dignifies the battle arena between you and your opponent, and then you run around dodging and shit. I wasn't really a big fan of that myself. One other thing is the when Cloud fucking realizes that he's been living a dream or a lie. Sephiroth fucking wakes him up and basically tells him he's a failed experiment, with the Genova cells and all the shit that Zack went through. Was that all the shit that Cloud essentially went through was actually Cloud, or was actually Zack. His hometown Nibelheim wasn't really his hometown. His mother wasn't really his hometown. Tifa ends up fucking lying to Cloud, because she feels bad or some shit like that. Well, anyways, that moment when the fucking Nibelheim town gets burned down, that will be a pretty impressive CGI moment, you know. So that's something that I really, really want them to bring back. Also, back when they're in the well, back in that moment, you know, when you realize that it's actually not Cloud, it's Zack, and Cloud ends up being the fucking soldier, you know, and then Cloud ends up being the one that fucking ends up stabbing Sephiroth. That's one that I really want to see as well. I mean, they didn't really do anything else aside from that moment. I mean, they did have the anime adaptation or some shit like that, where where you can see fucking that cinematic a little bit better with animation and shit. But like, I wasn't really a big fan of that. I want them to do a full out scene where you fucking see Zack attacking fucking Sephiroth and shit. That's gonna be amazing. Yeah, so like those are just like prime examples of what I'm really looking forward to for the remake. Of course, there's so many things it can do. I know that they're going to revamp the whole game itself. One of the interviews said that they're not just going to up the graphics, you know what I mean? They're going to do changes here and there. They basically said if you just want a updated graphics, then just play the fucking port, you know, or the PS3 or the PC port or whatever, because that's not what they're gonna do. You know, because they feel like what they said is they feel that if they just up the graphics, it wouldn't compare back to its original source material. So they're gonna do a few changes here and there. I hope that it's nothing too major. I hope that it'll skew off of the original source material, but I'm sure Square Enix will do a great job. I know they will, actually. I mean, I was also reading how their stocks went up, you know, just recently because of their announcements of Final Fantasy 7 and shit. So I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm sure it'll be fucking released in 2017, just in time for the 20th anniversary. Unfortunately, we don't know much about the gameplay, the battle system, or anything along those lines. They only showed a brief trailer, so we can't really know much else. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Whether what do you want to see? What's the best moment that that was incorporated in your life that you want to see adapted to the game itself? Yeah. So more information coming your way. We were gonna get more information from Square Enix themselves by winter time. Hopefully, we get to see a little in-game production about how this goes. But anyways, yes, guys, this is Ingloser signing out.